Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Understanding CBD. I'm your host, Stephen Wallman from Wallman's Apothecary, and we have a really cool guest today that I'm excited to share with you and introduce you to. Her name is Harley Sutton, and her company is Thanks Naturals, and she's done some really cool things with e-commerce, with cannabis in some ways that really focuses on the importance of health and wellness, as well as beauty, mental health. She incorporates a lot of these ideas into her vision and her company. So let me introduce you to Harley Sutton.
Hi, Stephen. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great, Harley. So glad we could collaborate today and get together on this live stream.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Cool. Well, I have a lot of questions, and we'll try to keep it obviously as tight as possible because people have a limited attention span. But we're going to make sure we get through all of them because I like to get these things answered. But I think my first question would be is first, how did you get interested in e-commerce and becoming an entrepreneur?
Yeah, so e-commerce is something that I actually have been really inspired by since I can remember. I was raised by a single mom, and e-commerce was how we got food on the table. And I think just seeing that from such a young age and seeing that it's such an equal opportunity structure. You don't have to have a certain diploma. You don't have to have the $1 million for a warehouse for 20 people on payroll. It's really the only structure I find that you can have an idea in the morning and create a full storefront by the end of the day. So it's always been a really big inspiration for me.
So is it your mom had an e-commerce store? Is that
Yeah, we had an e-commerce store since I can remember. That allowed her to not have to work in the office and be able to take care of the family.
That's cool. So just creating that flexibility to work from anywhere and present it. So, was there anything specific about e-commerce that you found interesting besides just the ability to be flexible and not have to have that heavy lift of like a brick and mortar store?
Yeah, I think also that the reach is really fascinating. You don't have to be so localized. You really can expand however way you want. Your demographic doesn't have to be specific to Southern California. And especially with the rise of social media, it makes e-commerce a really, really fun platform to work with and allows a brand to really become much more.
No, God, that makes sense. So now e-commerce is one thing, and when being on the internet and social media, um, being a stigmatized brand, whether it's going to be something with gambling or alcohol, cannabis, it adds an extra hurdle into this arena of e-commerce. So I have to ask you, of all the things that you could choose to do e-commerce, what made you choose CBD?
Yeah, absolutely. Working in the taboo industries, as they call it, it's definitely difficult, and it provides a lot of obstacles that a lot of other industries don't necessarily face. What I love about CBD is it's truly, although taboo, it's like any other company. It has the skin and bones of any other business structure, but really does great for people. It has such beneficial effects. And I'm a personal CBD user. I use it every single day, and I've seen what it has done for me. And the people I know that consume CBD, I know how much greatness it's done for them as well. So I think although taboo, it's one of those things that's worth it in the end. And as more businesses form and as more people have conversations like this, the taboo starts to decrease.
So when you were setting up your CBD business compared to another non-taboo business, did you have any roadblocks at the beginning that you noticed, or was it pretty much seamless for you?
Definitely not seamless. I don't think anyone that works in cannabis can say this process is seamless. I think the major issue that working in cannabis faces is just like the roadblocks that happen through social media. Constantly things are getting flagged, and even though CBD is federally legal, it still has that bad stigma. Luckily, that's changing rapidly, and I think more and more people are open to it, but you definitely have to get more creative with branding. You can't do the traditional I like X because of Y. You got to get more creative and really still reach your clientele and reach your customer, but in a different approach because there are those roadblocks.
So it seems like you were inspired by the challenge of trying to overcome these hurdles.
Definitely. I kind of think if other people can do this and we all work together, kind of join arms, I'm sure things will change in the future, and I already see it changing now on social media.
That's great. What a positive attitude you have and you bring to the table. It's really nice to see and interact with you as well. So since you do have a product company in e-commerce, I really want to get into a little bit about your products. So can you tell us a little bit about your products, but more specifically, some of the inspiration behind your products?
Absolutely. So I guess starting with the inspiration, I wanted to make a company that had both an importance on physical health, but also mental wellness, hence the name Thanks Naturals. We wanted to make something where people could use the CBD and really reap the benefits of it. You know, it helps with sleep regulation, anti-anxiety, really is great for muscle soreness or stiffness, but also I wanted to have a message that helped people with mental wellness as well. Being grateful and being thankful for who you have and what you have is so important, especially in such a chaotic world. You know, grounding yourself and making sure that you still are thankful for everything around you is such an important message. So I wanted to start a company that encompassed both of these completely. And next, the products. So on that same vein, I wanted to make something that encompassed both the physical health and the mental wellness. Our bread and butter is our 4 gift boxes. They're all named after a different affirmation of gratitude. Each box contains a different assortment of CBD infused products. Now, all these products are also sold individually. I like to call Selfgratitude. And really, they are so versatile. And that's what I love about CBD as well, is the versatility that comes with all the different products you can make.
So you've packaged these products up in a way that allows people to come onto your website, and using that method of gratitude is actually sharing these wonderful products with other people. And you can buy the gift box with a certain intention to someone, which I thought was just a really clever way to gift with intention.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I wanted to do something that you were proud to give someone, you know, not something cheesy or not the classic bottle of wine and bouquet of flowers. I wanted something creative that actually people would reap benefits from. Like I said, all of our products are sold individually as well. We have everything from CBD infused candles, CBD muscle freeze, drops, gummies, pretty much anything you can imagine. I try to be very versatile with our product line. So we really recommend either gifting to yourself, gifting to another, no matter the occasion, the holiday, whatever it can be. It's truly the best gift you can give.
So you mentioned you have four different gift boxes. What are the 4 categories or the 4 names of these?
Yeah, so first we have our Thanks for Everything box, and that includes our energizing citrus candle, our tincture drops, and our gummies. That's kind of the perfect gift for anyone that's new to cannabis or the old veteran. We also have the Thanks for Being You box, which has our candle, a vape pen, and also our drops. Our Thanks for the Hospitality box, which is great if you just stayed at someone's home or about to go to dinner somewhere, which includes a candle, muscle freeze, and gummies. And lastly, our nighttime edition box, our Thanks for Being There. And everything's lavender scented. It's amazing, I promise you. You can smell it through the box, the lavender. It's great. And that includes our candle, our bath salts, and our body oil.
That's great. I can feel the gratitude and thanks through the conversation. It's really a great vibe with your company. But do you cater to any specific demographic?
Yeah, I would kind of consider our demographic to be 2 main groups. First, we have the cannabis user that regularly uses, but wants kind of something that's refreshing and also maintains that high quality. We grow all of our cannabis in-house to make sure we have the best quality out there. I like to say the best supplier is being your own supplier. You know, you get to monitor everything and make sure everything's all natural and really done right. And our second group of demographic that we like to really target is the user that isn't the regular user and is curious about cannabis. And this is a great way to start.
Okay, good. So you're hitting 2 different types of. Is there a certain age group or male,
Yeah.
female that you think you see yourself really
Yeah,
hitting?
I would say a majority is female, 25 to 35, but we also, I mean, all of our products are so versatile. Like our muscle freeze is great for older demographics, our candles as well, and so do our bath salts.
Okay. Well, the cannabis business and the cannabis industry is obviously going through a lot of changes over the past couple years. But then even if we look back, thousands of years, cannabis has been in our lives for so long. I'd love to get your opinion on where do you see the CBD and cannabis space going in the future?
Yeah, so if I were to predict, I would say that cannabis is going to be infused in more products. Me myself, I try to push myself to more creatively integrate cannabis into new ways, and I think other people are doing just the same. I really encourage it, and I think the more creative we get with it and the more common used products that are now CBD infused or cannabis infused generally really helps with that. Because, it's one thing to just indulge in cannabis, but it's another to take a gummy that has CBD in it or have a mocktail that has CBD in it, use a lotion that is CBD infused. So I think the more creative we get, it really helps with the stigma, and it really encourages more users out there to try.
All right. So you mentioned mocktail with CBD in it. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yes. So we are super into our CBD mocktails. It's so hot for the summer. We like to say it replaces your glass of wine before bed. It has so many benefits with sleep regulation and anti-anxiety. What we here at Thinks Naturals really encourage people to do is make their favorite mocktail, whether alone before bed or when hosting, and use our CBD tincture drops instead of that alcohol.
Got it. Got it. If you don't mind, I'd like to get a little bit personal here. You're a young entrepreneur. Um, do you mind sharing your personal story and how CBD or cannabis has helped you through your career so far?
Absolutely. Well, my story with cannabis actually started with using it personally. I suffer from anxiety, and years ago, I turned to CBD because I wanted to try anything else that's wellness based and health based instead of other alternatives that aren't as great for you. CBD completely transformed my life. I take it every day. It really helps with anxiety and sleep regulation. And that is kind of what also inspired me to start this company, because I know that's such an issue that so many people my age and all ages face. And I think CBD is definitely an amazing source to try to integrate into your daily life.
So, do you have a preference of how you use it? Do you prefer tinctures or gummies or smoking CBD flower? Do you have any
Yeah,
preference
I
there?
have a few favorites. It depends what it's for, definitely. If I'm feeling a little anxious or want to make sure I get a good night's sleep, I love the gummies. At least our Thanks Naturals gummies, they are so mouth-watering. They taste like a candy, so I kind of just take a couple before bed. If I'm having people over and we're going to watch TV or something, I love to make really fun CBD mocktails. You don't have to take you don't have to take a lot of it. You don't have to take alcohol, but it's a great replacement. And yeah, if I'm feeling stiff after a long day of work, I love the muscle freeze too. So it really depends what I'm looking for, but those are probably my main three ways.
Yeah, it sounds like you've really integrated it into your life and use it as needed. That's great.
Absolutely.
It really is great to see somebody using CBD as opposed to some of the other alternatives that are out there that don't work with the body.
Definitely. Yeah, absolutely. It's such I mean, especially if you're finding an all natural CBD source, it really is so beneficial. And I think people are very limited in their knowledge of how it can help. So I think conversations like this and other research is so great for destigmatizing the whole industry.
Yeah, that's really important. Now we talked a little about mental health and wellness, but I know something else that you're passionate about is also in the beauty industry and using CBD as far as that goes. How do you see it? Do you use it topically for beauty, or do you say it just using it systemically helps with the beauty industry of products or?
I mean, you can definitely say both, but when speaking topically, CBD is an amazing anti-inflammatory. And so we really encourage people using body oils or massage rollers, muscle freezes that have CBD infusions, because instead of using something that's chemical based or can't read the label, CBD is an amazing alternative for an ingredient that really, really helps topically the skin. It nourishes the body. Your skin is your largest organ, so you really have to make sure you know what you're putting on it.
Yeah, that's really important. And historically, the topicals and tinctures used to have not only other herbs, but cannabis was included as
Yeah.
a great carrier. Well, it's been really fantastic talking to you, and I hope you can join us on the show again to give us some more updates. Maybe even share some of these mocktails and some of those ingredients that you're making with CBD infused. But what's the best way that people can follow up and get in touch with you and connect with Thanks Naturals?
Absolutely. So the best way to connect with us is to visit our website, thankscbd.com. But we're also on all platforms. We're on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And our username is just at thanks_naturals.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much, Harley. It was great talking with you. I really want to continue this conversation again. And for anybody else, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, we'll be monitoring comments. If you'd like to connect with Harley, just put a message down below. We'll make sure we get in touch with her. And thank you very much again, Harley, and everyone who paid attention and watched our show today.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed this. Thank you again.
You're welcome.